and meet young women who've got a story to tell. And that's a story of hope. It's a story of pain, a story with many different aspects. Each young woman in this room has her own story, her own journey. But ultimately, what I know that brings those stories together is hope. And I will honour the dignitaries in this room wholeheartedly. First, I will honour the young women who've come here to this beautiful residence hosted by His Excellency, the Ambassador of Norway. And it brings me such joy to see you here in this room with Minister, with Ambassador, with all of these people for you to speak to. Because sometimes I come to visit you in your projects, and today we have young women from Mpumalanga and Mamelodi. And with our partner, who you'll also hear from, we have projects in a number of parts of South Africa. And sometimes when I visit, young women and young men say to me, thank you for visiting us, and can we please come visit you? Because I know from talking with young people in the communities and the projects we visit, I know that sometimes you're thinking, where does she come from? Where does she sit? What's her office look like? You know, where does she live? I don't live here. Ambassador and his wife do. But welcome to Pretoria, and it is our honour to bring you to this beautiful place. And we humbly thank the Embassy and the Ambassador of Norway for hosting us, but more importantly, for hosting you, because you are the VIPs today, and it's your story that we're here to listen to. With this, I do thank the Ambassador for hosting us and for bringing us into this beautiful space to talk together. We're here because it's 16 days of activism, and we have just commemorated World AIDS Day. And the theme is to prevent, and also through communities. So we're bringing together the two global themes with a focus on young women in South Africa. And I had no idea what Her Excellency Minister was going to speak about, but there's two elements that Minister spoke of that I think really bring this back to what we're talking about today with young women for life and young people in South Africa when we look at violence against women and girls and the issue of HIV transmission, especially to young women. And those two concepts that Her Excellency Minister spoke about, one of them, I promise I won't bore you, but one of them is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and the other is the socio-ecological model. Now, I started my career as a behavioural scientist, as a psychologist. I used to work with drug users in Australia, but also in different parts of the world in preventing HIV transmission. And if there's two things I feel strongly about when it comes to human behaviour, it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs and the socio-ecological model. So Minister spoke about safety and the need for young women and women to have access to economic opportunities. We expect all sorts of things of people who are experiencing violence. I've worked in 12 countries on the topic of ending violence against women and girls. We often think, why didn't she leave? She could have done this, she could have done that. I think a lot of this comes down to that, at that bottom of that pyramid, you've got to feel safe. If it's a cold country, you've got to feel warm. You've got to be physically safe. You have to have some food in your tummy. You need to have some water. If you've got those things, maybe you can take a step towards where you need to go. Without those things, it's very difficult. And Minister spoke about fundamentally the right of equality in the economy, those opportunities in the economy. So for me, that's critical when we look at a young woman in a situation where she's not safe, where she's experiencing violence, and we say, you need to get out, young woman, get out. How will she get out? We have to think about what is it that she needs to be able to do that. And secondly, the socio-ecological model. So in the middle is you, or me, or a young woman. And then there's this circle